Your Border Collie is staring at the wall again, not panting, not pacing, just staring, with that same low-level intensity you've started to find normal.
You've stopped noticing it. You shouldn't have. Because the things slowly damaging your Border Collie's brain don't look like damage. They look like a calm dog.
And that is exactly the trap. Most owners do all 5 of these without realizing every single day because every single trainer told them it was fine. Isn't fine. And by the end of this video, you'll never see your dog's calm the same way again. The first thing destroying your Border Collie's brain is the food bowl that's always full, free feeding, kibble left out, refilled when low, available whenever the dog feels like it. Trainers call this trust. Let's call it convenient. The Border Collie's dopamine system calls it a slow erasure of the most powerful learning circuit selective breeding ever produced. 200 years of shepherds didn't build a dog that eats when hungry. They built a dog that works for food. Every neuron in the Border Collie's reward pathway is wired to expect a sequence: task, completion, reward. Skip the first 2, hand them the third for free, and you don't have a relaxed dog. You have a dog whose dopamine baseline keeps creeping higher just to feel anything at all. That's why your Border Collie ignores their bowl until 11 at night, then suddenly demands a stuffed Kong at midnight. The bowl never meant food to them. The work meant food. The bowl is just where the work used to end. But the food bowl is the gentlest item on this list. The second is the one almost every owner is told to do, and the one that's quietly burning out the prefrontal cortex of the smartest working breed on Earth. The second thing destroying your Border Collie's brain is the daily, unstructured, off-leash run. The thing every dog forum will tell you a Border Collie needs: the 2-hour park session, fetch marathon, the big yard where they're allowed to just go. Owners watch their dogs sprint in circles, tongue out, and feel proud. Their dog is finally tiring themselves out. Their dog is in fact doing the opposite. Free, repetitive, high-arousal movement without a task at the end isn't exercise for a Border Collie. It's a predatory motor sequence stuck on a eye, stalk, chase, grab, but no shepherd to complete it, no sheep to release the pattern. Brain runs the program, hits the missing piece, and runs it again and again. Every time you let your Border Collie spin out chasing nothing, the adrenal system spikes cortisol, and the dopamine circuit gets one more rep telling it that arousal is the default state. After enough months, the dog can't downshift, not because they don't want to, because the wiring has been trained by you to never stop scanning. Think you're tiring them out. You're training their nervous system to live in the red zone. Now we get to the third, and this one is the one most owners get angry about when I say it. The third thing destroying your Border Collie's brain is the ball. Specifically, the ball chuck, the plastic launcher, the tennis ball, the 80-throw walk. I know this is the favorite tool of every Border Collie owner on the planet, and I'm telling you anyway. The ball is not enrichment. The ball is a slot machine for a dog who already has a gambling problem. Border Collies are dopamine flood breeds. When you launch that ball, you trigger the cleanest, purest, fastest spike of reward chemistry their brain can produce. No decision, no problem solving, no shepherd, just chase. The brain doesn't differentiate between healthy reward and pathological reward. It just learns, this is the easiest dopamine I can get. And so the dog who used to be curious about scents, about people, about the texture of the world, narrows. Their attention collapses around the ball, around movement, around anything that mimics the chuck. That's not a well-exercised dog. That's a dog whose reward system has been overfitted to a single input, and once that happens, the rest of the world starts to look gray to them. You've probably already noticed it and called it drive. It isn't drive, it's tolerance, and the dose has to keep climbing. The fourth thing is the one your trainer told you was good parenting. The fourth thing is the constant, gentle, well-meaning act of never letting your Border Collie make a decision. You hold the leash short on walks. You decide when they sniff, when they cross the road, when they greet another dog, when they eat, when they're allowed in the kitchen. You think you're providing structure. The Border Collie brain, the most decision-rich canine brain ever selected for, is interpreting it differently. They are receiving all day the same signal. Your judgment is not needed here. Your problem solving is not needed here. Your reading of this situation is not needed here. A Border Collie deprived of agency doesn't relax. They get anxious. The same way a chess player locked in a room with no chessboard for 6 months doesn't become calm. They unravel. Decision-making is not a stress for this breed, it is a nutrient. Take it away, and the prefrontal cortex starts hunting for any decision it can find, which is why your Border Collie suddenly seems obsessed with the dishwasher, or the front window, or the exact angle your shoes are pointed at the door. They are not being weird. They are starving for a problem to solve, and the only problems left in their environment are the small, useless ones you can't even see. And now we arrive at the fifth, the most invisible, the most damaging, and the one almost no one talks about. The fifth thing destroying your Border Collie's brain is the thing they are doing right now while you watch this video. They are awake, they are scanning, they are not asleep, not deeply, and they haven't been for a long time. Working line Border Collie brain needs, by most behaviorist estimates, between 16 and 18 hours of rest per day to consolidate learning, repair the prefrontal cortex, and downshift cortisol. Most pet Border Collies get 8 to 10, and the ones they get are fragmented, shallow, with one eye always tracking the room. They are not sleeping, they are in standby. There is a difference, and the difference is everything. A Border Collie in chronic standby cannot consolidate memory the way a sleeping Border Collie can. Their amygdala stays slightly elevated, their reactivity threshold drops, their tolerance for frustration shrinks. Owners describe it as the dog becoming more sensitive with age. It isn't age, it is years of accumulated sleep debt in a brain built to never volunteer to rest. And here is the part no one wants to hear. The reason your Border Collie can't sleep is not noise, not the doorbell, not the cat. It's that nothing in their day has earned them the right to switch off. There was no completed task, no closed loop, no shepherd saying, "The sheep are in the pen, you're done." The brain doesn't shut down on its own. It shuts down because the work is finished. And in modern pet life, the work is never finished. So the dog keeps scanning, for months, for years, until the brain you fell in love with, sharp, curious, soft, present, has been quietly worn down to a version of itself you no longer recognize, and you assume that's just who they grew up to be. It isn't. It's who exhaustion made them. This is not a video to make you feel guilty. Every owner reading this list is doing what they were told. The free bowl, the long run, the ball, the gentle control, the long restless nights, every single one of these was sold to you as love. And in any other breed, most of them would be. The Border Collie is the exception. Their brain is not a generic dog brain with a higher RPM. It is a different architecture. It was built for a specific job, and removed from that job, it doesn't get bored, it's slowly disassembled. But here is what is also true. None of this is irreversible. A Border Collie brain is one of the most plastic, most adaptable neural systems in the canine world. Give them back the task before the reward. Replace the free run with a thinking walk. Trade the ball for a problem. Hand them small decisions every day that matter. And let them finish their work fully, so they earn the right to truly sleep. You'll see it within weeks. The scanning slows. The eyes soften. The dog you thought you'd lost to intensity is still in there, waiting for someone to notice that calm was never the absence of work.
Calm was never the absence of work. It was the reward at the end of it. And no one ever told them they were done.